Hello and welcome to another wicked gameplay video. Today I'm back in X-Plane. We're looking at another aircraft here, and today we're looking at the Carenado Bonanza A36. Now this is a pretty nice looking plane. As you'll know, if you've watched any of my previous videos, I really like the general aviation aircraft. I think they're pretty cool. I like the sound of the engines and you know, that kind of realism of possibly been able to fly one day. I don't see myself probably ever flying a 777 Boeing or any of those very large aircraft, but I could probably see a day where I'm flying a Bonanza. So that's kind of why I really like them. And it just seems to me a little bit more realistic. So anyway, let's get into this aircraft here. Let's just have a little look around this thing. It's a very nice aircraft, but it's kind of funny how the let's have a look at the pilots here. Now, I don't know, maybe they're just twins. I don't know, is that just me or are they twins? They do look very similar. I think the guy on the left has got a moustache and the other guy's just got like a goatee. Hey buddy. It's kind of weird the way they look back at you and look around at you. We'll see if this guy here actually takes a look at us. Sometimes they look out the window. How freaky is that? They both looked over at the same time. But anyway, let's get back to the plane. Beautiful aircraft. Very well modelled. Look at the detail in the lights, in the wings. You know, Carenado, or Carenado, however people want to describe them. I don't know the exact pronunciation, but I call them Carenado here in Australia. That's the way I would say it. But this Beechcraft Bonanza looks absolutely superb. It's very well modelled. It looks fantastic, and I was really excited to get this plane. Being a general aviation plane, and you know, very popular aircraft. So, well, I wanted to get my hands on one and fly it around. As you can see, you got the cool exhaust there sticking down. And very nice indeed. So what we might do here is just come around back to this side and we'll pop the doors open here. You can sort of see some of the animated features of the plane. Now you'll see here, let's just get over to here. Might just move in here a little bit. You can actually open this door here. It's going to let me open it here. Maybe you have to be on the inside. Let's try and open this back one here. Maybe you can't open them from the outside. I thought you could. It's made a fool of me. Okay, let's open the rear door. There we go. There's the rear doors. And we'll open the passenger door. And you can see there's the passenger door there. Alright, well what about if we move into... I don't think there's really anything else. Well, I guess the only other thing out here is the static elements. Let's turn those on. Obviously you've got your blocks. And that's about it. You've got your, I think there's safety pins of some kind, safety bands, just to make sure that you've checked off those, and something, the pitot tube cover. So, alright, well that's pretty much the static elements on the outside. So nothing much different to the pretty typical Carenado features. Let's jump in. Very well modelled though. Why am I having trouble getting in the plane? Alright, well we're just going to jump in this way. Okay, so once we're in here, you can access the door here. And it's really got a nice sound. We can try and move here to the back. And we've got this cool table which is sort of kind of standard in most Carenado aircraft. Very nicely done. I mean, the seats look great. It's very well textured. And we should be able to shut the door here. One of these, I think it's just there. There we go. And just shut the door on my face. Okay. I don't think anything else here really works. There is some switches here on the roof that allow you to turn the lights on. Looks like only two of them work. These, maybe they're some kind of vents or they're blown bulbs, but that's basically how they are on both. even the ones over here. See, maybe it's because I haven't got any power. Okay, so you've got, does this thing move? Nope. Okay, we'll get back in the cockpit. I'm going to jump back in here. Okay, what you'll also notice in this particular model is this EFD. I don't actually know the proper term for this thing, but you know, it changes your standard 6 a little bit, and it's nice to see some custom avionics coming into X-plane aircraft. So you know, we've still got the two GW testing my memory here. It is a GWS 430 or something like that. Garmin 430. I think it's called a GWS, but you get what I'm saying. Garmin 430 here. With generally all the general aviation aircraft have two of these, and you know, if you compare that to say what you see in FSX or Prepared, you see a lot more of the glass cockpit style G1000s and that type of thing. So it's nice to see some custom cockpits starting to make their way into, you know, the X-plane aircraft. Alright, what else can we talk about in here? You know, you've got these cool things. Not that I ever really use those, and there's a light here which turns the light on, but we've got no power. Okay, so why don't we get started? So we've got our fuel thing here. It's our fuel. Which fuel you want? You got your cowl flaps here. Typical pedestal with your mixture and throttle and prop controls, and got our temperature. It's actually a nice spot for the temperature. I like that there, and pretty nice cockpit overall. So why don't we turn some batteries on? You can see this thing here is fired up. We'll turn on our alternator, and probably should, just so people know where. Yep, I've already got my beacon on. I hadn't turned it off, so we've got our beacon on here so people know we're going to be starting the motor. Let's just open the window here. What are we going to do? We'll turn this to start. Oop, it's going to let me do it. Start. Oh, it was to. It's going to start. I better put this. Hope I didn't kill anyone. Okay, so clear. Just make sure that people know we're going to start the engine, and let's just kick this off. Just crack the throttle a little bit. And listen to that engine. I absolutely love the sound of this aircraft. Got this cool little thing over here. What does it say? Graphic engine monitor. There you go. So it goes down. Rev it up. We've got our RPM thing here. Pretty cool. So there we have our GPS open here. Our yoke, you know, pretty nice looking aircraft inside. I really think it's cool when you open the door. If you turn, you'll really hear that engine. I'm trying to think if I've missed anything here that I wanted to tell you about. You know, it's very nice switches here. We've got our pedals on the floor there. None of this here kind of works, but that's fine. That's, you know, I think they're just fuses anyway. But most of this stuff here is all simulated, which is cool. Like your panel lights, which looks really cool. Whatever this is called, your selectors. Don't know. Here's your autopilot. The GPS, your transponder here. Probably should. Where is the on switch? There it is. Transponder, the ADF, I think that's called. And we're good. You got your flaps here. What else we got down here? Fuel. Alternator load. Pretty typical switches. Let's stick our taxi lights on now. Don't know if I need that. Don't know if I need that really. I guess you can get away with a lot when it's not a real plane. load meter, whatever that does, standby alternator. So anyway, we're good to rock and roll. This is pretty nice, and when you actually click this, it gives you a larger version. Now, well, I understand it's actually really nice to be able to pop this up. I personally prefer to not do it. You know, it's pretty cool the way you can do this. I mean, you can do it from here anyway. But I guess if you're on the outside of your plane, I think it does work on the outside of your plane as well. You can still see your, you know, your items here to see how your plane is flying and what direction, which is kind of nice when you're outside the plane. Okay, so this here kind of tells you all the information you might need to know. I mean, I've done a little bit of reading up on this. As you would know, I'm not a pilot, and I don't know what a lot of this stuff is. I'm pretty new to simming in general, so forgive my ignorance of not knowing what all this is called, but I definitely plan on improving that. So, alright, why don't we get this out on the on a runway and see what she looks like in the air. Here we are in Italy. So if I can find a runway here. Looking for a closest runway. Okay, let's just move along, so we'll take the brakes off. It's a beautiful looking aircraft. But I'm going to keep my speed down a little bit. See if we can find a runway over here. How nice is X-Plane? Really cool. I mean, this is not a standard airport, and as you'll know, if you've got X-Plane, you don't really get any airports, but there's a lot of free airports out there in the community. I probably should be on the taxi line. I'm pretty lazy like that, at least when it comes to a simulator. But I guess, you know, that's probably the most important part, is to actually try and simulate what you would do the real thing. Trying to find a runway. I got a feeling there's one up here. Anyway, yeah. So one of the other things I'm doing, I'm actually looking at Prepared 3D and possibly bringing some videos on Prepared. I do already have a copy of that. And I'd be interested in doing some comparisons with X-Plane, but my initial thoughts are I still prefer X-Plane at the moment, and unless things drastically change, I don't think I will be switching away from X-Plane. It is a fantastic simulator. Okay, so we're just taxiing along here. Look how nice this aircraft is. And listen to that engine. How cool is that? It really reminds me of the old muscle cars, and something I'm really passionate about is old cars. I love cars from the 60s and 70s, and the sound of these GA sort of aircraft kind of remind me of that. Let's just have a little look. Is there a... I think we can get away with this over here. So we just want to get this thing into the air. Great looking cockpit. One of the popular planes, a Bonanza, which I've heard so much about, and I believe they're quite popular, and definitely something I'd like to fly in for real, yeah, IRL. One thing I've got out of using this simulator is it really has sparked my passion to possibly take up flying. If you have never looked up what it costs to go flying, you'll soon find out it is reasonably expensive, but I'm sure worth it. So definitely something I'm considering to do. And I guess what X-Plane gives me is that opportunity to learn all the basics and get familiar with the aircraft before ever going out into a real aircraft, and at least then just learning the basics on flight and being, you know, already familiar with what the aircrafts actually look like and how the basics of aircraft work internally, and what all the instruments and everything are. So looking forward to that. Okay, so anyway, we are ready. I've got the brakes on. We're gonna lift up the revs a little bit here. We're gonna check instruments. I'm gonna just make sure that nothing's looking odd. All good, looking good. Nothing's exploding. Do I have my landing lights on? Yes, I do. So one more look at this before we take off. Look at that. How cool is that? Am I missing my nav lights? I think I had them on. Nav. I don't think I had them on. There you go. Let's just double check now. And as you can see, there they are. Got them on. Yep, now they're on. So should have had those on. Okay, we're ready. Let's get down the runway. Let's close this window. It's nice and quiet now in here. And we'll keep it on the center line. Start to give it some thrust. Oh, better put my flaps on. 10% flaps. I didn't pay any attention to when I'm supposed to rotate, but I think we're good to go. And what a beautiful aircraft. Better put my gear up. So we might just jump. One thing I didn't do is set my pitch for takeoff. I really should have done that. Very, very nice. Look at that view. And another fantastic plane by Carenado. Definitely recommend it. If you like the Bonanza, I think it's a fantastic plane. What was my trim set on? Yep. I hadn't set it, so we're all good. We still made it. And here we are, airborne. the nice tapes here for altitude and speed. It's one thing I liked about this particular Bonanza with Carenado. Anyway guys, that pretty much wraps up this video. I'm looking forward to... I've got a couple of other planes that I still have yet to showcase on the channel. I'm also, like I said, looking at prepared, but depending on what I think of that is going to depend on whether I even show it at all. If you are interested in seeing prepared, let me know in the comments. If you want to see more of this kind of thing, please subscribe. It really helps, and I appreciate every single one of you that is watching the videos and you know, liking and contributing with your comments and thoughts. So that's always appreciated. Looking forward to hitting 200 subscribers, which isn't far away, so I just want to say thanks to all you guys for being a part of that and helping me get to that milestone, and looking forward to many more of these videos in the future. If you like the videos, like I said, subscribe. Tell me what else you want to see on the channel. Always willing to consider anything. Yeah, I'll wrap it up, and we'll see you guys on the next one. See you later.